our travel day and we're having our first meal here in Versailles. We had to find this restaurant on our own. Well, here we are in Paris and it's springtime. We finally made it. We just had the most wonderful dinner. It was salads and a little tiny place here in Versailles. And we even knew how to order our pizza and bring it home with us. We're at one of the gates here called the Dragon's Gate of Versailles. So it's like 8 o'clock at night. We're going to try to go in and look at the gardens. It is really gloomy out of here. Hopefully tomorrow will be a sunnier day. So King Louis XIV decided to move the center of Paris government from Paris to Versailles. So he took this hunting lodge and he went ahead and built it out instead. The courtiers were very upset with him because they wanted to be in Paris. This is the coolest street. It's tree lined. I think it's called the Boulevard of the Queen, something like that. And it's the boulevard that leads right up to our hotel. So this is so funny. Doesn't it look like a tunnel of popsicle trees? I wonder how they shape them.
Thrilled to have you. This is our second season together during that tour. We opened it last year and we had so much fun. I was talking with quite a few of you earlier. This is like what I want to say, like a postcard perfect tour that we have. We're going to take you to so many gorgeous places. I really love them and I'm so honored to be able to like share my country with you guys. And I hope you love it. I'm sure you will, right?
Yes, indeed.
You love it?
I do love it. That's why I keep coming back to France.
Okay, all right. That's why you keep following me everywhere.
I know.
But before we start everything, okay, we just want to go ahead and have a proper toast with everybody. So I'm going to teach you how to say cheers pretty much in French, okay? So the very proper way would be to say santé.
Santé.
Or if you want something easier, you can say chin chin. Chin chin. Chin chin. All right? So to a great start, this is the first tour of our season. To a great start of a great season. We're very happy to have you with us. All right? Thank you.
Santé. Hello, my name's Emily, and yes, it is.
Okay.
It's written right here on my name tag, and it's also written that I'm from Burbank, California, and that's where I spent most of my life. I was born in Texas, so I claim dual citizenship, kind of, but I've spent equal times in both, and I love California. But I did spend a fair amount of time in France. I lived here, not here, but in France for about 2 years, and I absolutely loved it. I learned the language, I learned the culture, and I was beyond thrilled when Adventures by Disney called and say, hey, guess what, you're going to France. Like, yes.
So hi everyone, my name is Damien. Sorry, I come all the way from France, down in Lyon. It's like 4-hour drive from here, or 2 hour with the bullet train we have, the TGV. Pretty amazing. I've been working with Disney now for 7 years, almost. Studied in Disneyland Paris, then I went overseas on the Disney cruise line. Who's been on the cruise line? Woo, woo. And yeah, now I'm here with you guys for this summer in France. I'm really, really excited about it, as you can see. And yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing great stories with you and help you discover my wonderful country.
Yay! Right now that I'm Clementine, you can call me Clem, that's my short name, okay? If you ask an iPhone to call me, it will call me Clam, okay? So, you know, depending on where you're from, I will not even notice the difference, so that's no worries. I actually live in the US. I live in Orlando, Florida. I've been living there for almost 4 years now. If you want to know the reason why, there's a backstory to that. So when I was a kid, I loved traveling. Actually, even before my parents took me out to travel, I declared myself as a New Yorker. I don't know why, but my parents were pretty shocked because I was like 2, and they're like, where did you hear about that? And I said, I don't know, that's maybe in my past life, I know I'm from New York, that's where I want to go, that's my dream, and they would like buy me VHS, you know, like back in the days, that's what we're using. Zach is like looking at me like, what? And they bought me like a VHS about like the history of the city, and I'm so in love with it. I want to go there. So my dad promised me that for my 12th birthday, he would take me to New York. Guys, I still remember the ride from JFK going like to Brooklyn, I guess. And going into Manhattan, but really it was such a great experience and I loved it, and I always thought, you know I want to live abroad at some time in my life. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I knew it. That was inside of me. So when I was 21, I was actually on vacation in Disney World with my parents, and this lady came and talked to me in a store, and she said, why don't you apply to work here? And I said, what, you can do that? She said, yeah, come, go home, go on the website, all of this. My parents were like, she's never gonna do it. Oh yeah, it took me 6 months. In 6 months, I was packed, I had my visa, had the interview, and I was in the plane. My mom was like, oh my God. Luckily for her, it lasted only 1 year. It was 1 year of like so much fun. I loved it, met a lot of friends from all over the world. I came back home and I said, all right, I'm not stopping here. I want to go back. I felt like there was something more that was waiting for me, you know, when you have that feeling inside of you. So I didn't really know what that something more was going to end up to, but I felt like I needed to go back so badly. So I like applied and had to wait. 2 years after, I was back at Epcot, where I currently work as a guest relations person. What happened to me over there was not a great job opportunity. I actually found someone very, very special to me. And believe it or not, we got married in 4 months, which was a double shock for my mom. She was like, so first of all, you're getting married to a stranger, then you're not coming back home. And I said, yeah, isn't it okay? She said, well, can at least I get his picture? I said, all right, fine. And here I am, almost 3 years after. Will be 3 years this year that we're married, and everything is great.
know, as I mentioned yesterday, we have a map here, so if at any point during our voyage,
Today it's not too crowded for the moment, because you know we have 10 million visitors a year, so sometimes it could be really packed. So far so good. So visit the most beautiful one, that's to say the reception rooms. You know, the kings were living originally in the Louvre in Paris, but one king of France called Louis XIII decided to build a hunting lodge here to stay a couple of days with his friends, and so this hunting lodge will be very enlarged by the famous Louis XIV, the famous Sun King, and it will be enlarged for a political reason, because in his youth he had to cope with a riot. So he was around 12 years old, so the mother queen, Matarino, they had to flee away from Paris due to this riot. And so, for example, the life of the king was public. That was a great honor for the people to follow the everyday life of the king, but that was mainly a way for him to control them. They had very few mirrors at that time. To buy a lot of land, they needed the authorization of the king, the autograph. That was the best moment. As you know, you can't move at this precise moment. So this is why we also love this reign of France. You know, he died at the age of 77, which was really amazing because life expectancy at that time was around 35. You know, the king was really scared of the riots. So then look at the organ chest, which was very useful for the weddings at the court. For example, Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI. We to build a room for that. So this is why the room is so huge and due to this painting. Right. So now we are mainly in countries. So the king didn't pretend to be just king of France, but the private rooms where people were not allowed in will be allowed in. Originally, all the furnitures of Versailles were made of. You know, at that time, everybody wanted to come to Versailles to try new things. Versailles was the only place in France where people could have orange juice. You know, the oranges are not growing naturally in France, so they were imported from Africa, from America, which had been recently discovered at that time, the French Revolution. So imagine here there were many kind of games. Here you have the second exception of Versailles, this bust representing Louis XIV, made by a famous Italian artist, Bernini. Bernini is the architect of the St. Peter of Roma, so he made an exception for him. So you can see the king at 27 years old, very and you're going to see her again on the right. Let's move forward. And even Mozart, at the age of 7, he played in this very room in front of Louis XV in the 18th century. So here, and that was a room for music. But if you look at the ceiling, you can see another god, which is Mars, and the god of war. And all the decoration of the ceiling is in connection with the war. Twice a year, they used to change all the hangings of Versailles. In summer, they used to have red silk of Lyon, and that's the city of silk in France, and in winter, a pair of twins. The problem was that the first babies were girls. 8 girls before having a boy, as the king really wanted to have a very big bed. But, you know, generally the beds in France were short. Not because people were short, but because people were not lying on their bed. They were scared to die during the night, because the lying position was the death position. That's the first time. First time in Brazil. Make them work out. So now I'm still waiting for everybody, but maybe on your way to the palace you went through a door when sons were born in this room, and this room was considered by the revolutionists to be the symbol of the absolutism. So all the
This is called Pour Enfant. But here,
meter per second, which is very fast. But I'm going to speak a lot about the tides that come up and down. We will be up there, 80 meters above sea level. In fact, it was a little rock, 80 meters above sea level, and they started to be up there on the top, but you cannot even see the monastery. Then, 11th century, they started to build the village that we're going to cross now. The village where civilians lived before, in this case. And then we're going to see the private houses and all that. We're going to see what happens today. Just this is a cannon. Here.
Bottom of the
We
foundation.
still have this to go.
Okay.
Okay?
No problem.
So,
Where are you going to hang water?
where I am, hang on.
I know exactly.
Here. So thousands of people came to Mont Saint-Michel to pray. And what happened in the 11th century downstairs? They started to build the hotels, the restaurants, the souvenir shops. It was like this in the 11th century, only it was with wood. Then it was burnt many times. The Duke of Normandy, he decided he will build a very big church, this church. So on top of this... We'll continue this way. So look here in the corner, what can you see? It is a dragon. A dragon. So of course, the monks could pray here when they wanted to. One God, three, the Holy Three. You think the Hindus are will stop and explain?
Well, that would make a great video.
Yeah.
Put that on YouTube. You're writing a lot of
Tell you what, Ben, you've lost half. You've lost 5 euros.
Before this collapsed and broke, okay? If they go back to upstairs, you will see on the right hand side the very first floor.
Someone putting it together.
Beautiful flowers. Product on this. It is only this, the mulch, and also. We have apple juice. We have during the fermentation the factory and for the selling for 1 year bottle cider. Okay, and in each bottle, and we have in each bottle, the production is real. The production is not voilà, and now.
The bakery.
Bakery. The rest of bread in bakery. The transport.
to all the other symmetries. And then with this wet sponge, we put it on the sand and then pass it in the carvings. And the letters come up, photos for the families. This is very exceptional today. Huh? So you have this one, the cross, but you have also over there on the stone. First of all, we have the first name. I don't think, heart attack, and he was buried in one of the three temporary cemeteries around Saint Mary. And you can see one of those young men who died, and you see him up.
Hi, today is Sunday and it's day 4 of our Adventure by Disney tour, and it's about 8 o'clock at night. And we're staying here now at the Domaine de la Tortinière, which is our hotel in the Loire Valley. The Loire Valley is a region rich in the French history and romance, glorified in medieval and Renaissance lore by courtiers, troubadours, and balladeers. Hi, come on in. So this is our villa for the next 2 nights. This is the living room. And this is a key that can kill a troubadour, so I don't think we'll lose it. We have a wood-burning fireplace. I think this is the living room. So let me take you upstairs into the winding staircase. So up here we have a choice of rooms. We have the master bedroom, we have a little seating area, we have the master bath. It's got a nice tub, shower, big closet, safe. Here's the master bedroom, and it looks out into a wonderful valley. Nice countryside. And let me take you where Frankie would have stayed had he come with us. But first I should show you potty room and extra room if we had guests. You know, I've been looking for a vacation home, and so Steve, I think I found our little chateau in the countryside. We can make cheese here and buy us a cow. Do you want some friends with you, or do you want to? Yes. Okay, Roger, Carolyn, get in there.
That's kind of what I thought too, and Roger thought. And she said, no, this is the flag of Normandy.
What's the symbol of France?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It has to be one of them.
Under fancy
You
chimneys.
put your pictures and video together.
Biggest place?
426, exactly. So 426 rooms for a small hunting lodge. Not too many. They had bathrooms. They had. But not so many. To me, this is France. Now we have bathrooms. And so we suppose that more than a real residence, the chateau was built as a symbol of the royal power. And when you see the size of around 35, 40 years, that's it. So 32 years of reign, that was pretty unusual. And he had time to do lots of things. He's the one who invited Leonardo.
told him it was in Castelline, it's fine.
Time at the hotel to kick back, walk in the woods.
Leslie!
Yeah, you know, it's got same buckle. shot there down at the garden.
I know how many places to see to make nuggets in other machines making such a...
No, this is the best. That brings the yesterday.
That's water.
Ni à me secourir, oh, me faudra mourir.
We're on the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Look at it and see if you like it. There's one.
Yeah, it's 12:30.
Because I know he wants to go there and...
Be careful, you're going to poke a camera.
Vous aimez le tirage? Oui, c'est fait. La petite armature, on a accroché un petit porte-thé, on l'a mis en bas. La petite oreille, regardez bien notre travail, mais cela il va se fabriquer direct. Le petit collier, et il va être terminé. On va la vis sur la pilotage.
Bonjour, bon week-end. Soon. You can see exactly. Yeah.
Je baladais sur l'avenue, le cœur ouvert à l'inconnu. J'avais envie de dire bonjour à n'importe qui, et ce fut toi. Et je t'ai dit n'importe quoi, il suffisait de te parler pour t'apprivoiser. Aux Champs-Élysées, aux Champs-Élysées, au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Tu m'as dit, j'ai rendez-vous dans un sous-sol avec des fous qui vivent la guitare à la main du soir au matin. Alors je t'ai accompagné, on a chanté, on a dansé et on n'a même pas pensé à s'embrasser. Aux Champs-Élysées, aux Champs-Élysées, au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Hier soir, deux inconnus, et ce matin sur l'avenue, deux amoureux tout étourdis par la longue nuit. Et de l'étoile à la concorde, un orchestre a mis le corps. Tous les oiseaux du point du jour chantent l'amour. Aux Champs-Élysées, aux Champs-Élysées, au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Aux Champs-Élysées, aux Champs-Élysées, au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Aux Champs-Élysées, aux Champs-Élysées.
Do you know what it's like to be married to the videographer? Drives you nuts.